Hey guys, how are you doing? Today in this episode, I'm going to talk to you about basic Excel formulas that you must know and that will make you expert in Excel. Is that not interesting? So let's start with a few basics. This is school data. Okay, this is from a class of 15 I have taken, and you have different houses, red, yellow, blue, and green, and their scores. And I have few students who are absent as well. If you look at these are absent boys and girls. So we are going to learn about all these 10 different formulas which will help you in your day-to-day work in Excel, right? This is not a very advanced level, but this will help you to do a job up to a manager level, right? Or if you're not a data intensive, you can still work on Excel using these formulas. For more, you can certainly watch my other videos. Now let's start with count functions. Okay, the count formulas always, if you do equals to count, right? So there are multiple count a, count blank, count ifs. So you have these multiple. So it would basically count. So the first count is just going to count the number of cells in a range that contains numbers, right? So if I select these, right? So it will not include the characters like A, right, which is absent. So it will not select those. So I can always make it red and keep it. That way, you know, those are text, okay? We will learn about this as well. Now, how to count? Equals to, just type count. You can scroll down or just type COUNT, count up and down, count. From where? The values from here, Control Shift down, close the bracket. 12. So there are 12 people who have actually got some score. So there are 12 people, right? There are 12 students who have got score, right? Now, how many total students were there? So what you do for that is equals to count A, then from here to here, right? So total 15 students, out of which who has scored total, right? Like absent. How many people are absent? If you want to count blank, let's say there are no score here. This is all, there's no score, right? If you want to count blank, then equals to count blank. From where to where you want to count blank? From this one and give the range. So 3 were absent, right? So you have that. All right, with that in school, it is very important to know what is the highest score, what is the total score, right? For that class, what's the maximum, minimum, and what is average, right? So total score is equals to sum, open the bracket, from where, from here till here, then, so the sum of the score is 45. What is the maximum highest one? Equals to max, open the bracket, from where to where? From here to here, right? Always check this. So what we are always checking is, you need to make sure you are checking the score from here, right? So do you see this? This is where you are going to check. The sum and everything is going to come out of this, right? So minimum also comes from here. the average also comes from here, right? So the count also comes from here. So if you look at, makes it easy, right, guys? Clear all drawing. Let me close this drawing and see. So it's always from E4 to E18, right? If you see here, E4 to E18, you can see, make sure you're looking at this. Whenever you highlight or you do edit, it'll tell you from where to where it's counting. If you double click, then it'll come here. So what is the minimum score? Equals to minimum, MIN, from where to where? This is E4 to E18, right? 2.5. What's the average? Equals to AVE, average from where to here, right? So you give these. So the total score is 45. The minimum score is 2.5. Average score is 5. Sorry, the average score is 3.8. The maximum is 5. This is how you get it. If you want to align it to the middle, select this, Alt H, a center. Alignment in the center. You want to bold it, Control B. Right? Possible? Fantastic. Now, let's talk about VLOOKUP. What's VLOOKUP? VLOOKUP is nothing but vertical lookup. So for this guys, Gagan Thapa, Rajesh Patrai, and Anil Pandey, if you want to get what's their score or what's their house, you can get this, right? So vertical lookup, how does it starts? Right, equals to VLOOKUP. Okay, then what you want to look up? You want to look up for Gagan Thapa. For him, what you want to look up? How do you need to go? Select that table. Okay, I am selecting. If you look at how I'm selecting, look at this comma. You want to get a house for that guy, right? Which house he's from? He's from red, yellow, blue, or green. So house is in the second column, right? First is the name column, second is house column, third is score column. I'm not searching for score, I'm searching for house. So house is in the second column, comma, you want the exact match, which is 0, or you can write false, but always go with the 0, okay? Yellow. All right, so but try is also part of it. So if you look at, you can see it's selecting it correctly, right? Anil Thapa, F2. So it's always moving. So always suggested to fix. If you fix that, how do you lock it? Alt 4. It's not Alt 4, it's F4. Always, if you're using a Dell PC laptop, then you might have to do function F4. Okay. So that way it does not move. If you look at, if I do F2, now it is not moving, right? This is done, right? What is concatenate? So concatenate is basically joining two string in one. Let's say you want to get all these in one cell. Let's say first name, his house, and score. If you want to get in all one, what you can do is you can use the concatenate function. So equals to concatenate, join several text string into one. Take this one, let's say you want this, comma, this, comma, this, comma, this, right? So you have to select separately, guys. So now if you look at, it all comes. What if I want to add a comma in between? That will also count as a string, or full stop, or any symbol. Inside that, again, what you have to do is concatenate After you give C4, again you have to give a comma within space. If you need to give a space, then put a space. Then special characters need to always be followed by double quotes. Okay, so that helps you. So if you just copy this comma, it'll work. So Rajesh Lama, right? So sometime what happens is if you have two names, let's say you have Gagan Thapa. If you have like this, then if you want to get it in one, then you can do equal to concatenate this comma. Let's say you want to give comma in between gog, or you can give dot or just space. Then what's next? Thapa, right? So Gagan Thapa. So his full name is coming here. So that's how your concatenate is going to help. Equals to concatenate. Then which one? The entire name, the house, and the score. Right? You can give it like this. There is already a space. That's why it's taking Rajesh Lama. With that, there's no space in between the name and the house and score. So that's why it's jumbled around, right? If you want to make it, you know what to do. All right. Great. What's next, guys? Count if. Do you want to really count if this yellow, green? Okay, great. Fantastic. So what do you want to do? Count if. If it is red, then you're going to count it as 1. Otherwise, you're not going to count. So if you look at these data, you want to understand how many are in the red, how many are in yellow, blue, or green. All right. Okay. Now let's start. Equals to count if. What's the range? The range is this. Okay. What is the criteria? Criteria is red. That's it. So 4. Ooh, all are 4. So just see here, guys. It's very easy. I will show you using the absent one, but let's make this easier, right? So if you want to calculate how many people are in red, yellow, or blue, then you can use if. So I also want to understand how many were absent. Okay, so what you will do equals to. So I'm going to write a for absent here. That way it becomes easier for you guys. But please understand that it will not become blank, right? So these all will change. Now absent, if you want to figure out equals to count if. What's the range? The range is definitely the same range, comma, what? Within bracket A, right? So how many people are absent? 3. Just like how you counted red. Like if it is red only, then count. Here, what it is doing is, if it is absent A only, then count. So it gave me 3. If I double click here, I can see, or if I do F2. So this is the range. Now, sum if. Sum if is a little tricky, but not to worry, it's easy. All right. So let's get it to the middle. Alt H A C. Alt H A C is Alt H is home, A is alignment, C is center. Okay. Now sum if, like what are the score for red, yellow, blue, green? Absent you would definitely will not have. So let's remove that. Now let's go to red equals to sum if. Sum if Then what's the range? Sum of score is the range, right? And what's the criteria? Criteria is red. What's the sum range? Okay, so that's not correct now. Here equals to sum if, right? What's the range? For which one? You're going to do it for this, right? Okay, then comma. What's the criteria? Criteria is this, comma. What's the sum range? This, then close the bracket. Is it correct? So let's count 14.2. Is this right? So there are 4 red. Let's select and check it. Okay. So this is red. This is red. This is red, and this is red. 14.2. You see here? Okay. Is this matching? Yes. So formula is right. Okay. So Alt H A C will get you to the center. If you want to make sure the numbers are properly arranged, go to this. I'm going to put this also, it's fine. So you're putting lots of numbers to make sure you have only these kind, right? And the sum of this is found. Now let's move to the next one, which is drop down. Very important, but very easy. Okay, this comes from data validation. So let's say for every student, you want to select from the drop down of different color, right? The house color. So what you have to do is equals to, you don't have to do equal to here. So just go to that cell, go to data, and go to data validation. Okay, when you click on that, you have something like list coming up. And now it'll ask you the source from where you want to take it. It's easy, select, you're going to select here because it's all managed and properly added. Go to that and say okay. So now it'll tell you which one to select. Rajesh is from where? You can select it. Okay. How to do it again? There are 2 ways to do drop down. Select that location, go to data, click on text to column. Sorry, not text to column. When I did it, went to data, then I went to data validation. Okay, guys, see here, not text to column. I was just reading it, but the one which I selected was data validation. They go here. Okay, it will be any when it comes to the new one, then select list. Either you select the source or you can type it like red, yellow, blue, green, right? Others. See here, you have all this coming as well, right? So that's how do you change it? Again, click on that place, go to data, conditional formatting, data validation, and add or remove, whichever way you want to do it. Okay. All right, so that is your drop down list. Now, what is conditional formatting? Okay, here let's make it to the normal one. Okay. Okay, so now for people who are absent, you want to put a conditional formula or formatting where if it is absent, it's a total red, right? You want to give it red. Depending on the score, if it is greater than 3.9, you want to put them on green or anything that you want to do. So what you do, select that range, go to home, click on conditional formatting, highlight cell rule, and here, so greater than, if the score is greater than 5 point greater than, let's make it 4.5. okay, if the score is more than 4.5, then what you're going to do, you will custom format it, you will make a bold italic, you border them with a special outline. So you want to select anything of your choice, your font, and fill it with a green one. Number is general. See what happened. Okay, you know why the A is selected here? A is selected as more than 5 as well, so it didn't take the test. Why is it selecting? It's a text, right? So let's make it a 0 and see how it goes, right? So conditional formatting, select this, go to home, conditional formatting, select here, greater than, less than. If it is, let's make it another one, guys. Home, conditional formatting. If it's less than what? Less than 2.5, then what you would do, you make them a custom, let's say, strike through. See here what happens, guys, and fill it with red. Okay, makes sense. Okay, if you change the score, let's say if I make 1, then it'll change. Do you see that? Okay, so 0, it should now, let's say why the option is coming as green. Option should not be coming as green. Yeah, go home, check your conditional formatting, manage rules here, right? You can edit rules. Cell value is greater than 4.5, then click on format. If you want to change it, you can change it. Say okay, right? But it should not be taking that text. Now I have one more thing where if I say text that contains, right? So you have this conditional formula, text that contains, let's say A. Then I want to make it something like this, font like bold, and say okay. See what happens. If I'm typing A, it will change like this. Okay, make sure it's not contradicting, but make it easier, guys. All right, so that's done. Now, let's change the score back to what it was, or let's make it something better. Okay, just for this formula, we are making it 3.9. Okay. All right, let's make 4.9 for this guy. Okay, can is the formula rent. Now, let's see what happens. So text is the text formula is going to get you based on a date, particular date. If you want to get a text function, let's say today's date is this, right? And if you want to get this is 15th of June 2021. Now if you want to get what's the weekday, right? Like not the number, I want to get the weekday, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like that, right? So what you'll do, equals to text, this is the value, then what kind of format you want. See a day, Give me Tuesday. So I want to write Tuesday. So write 4 days, I'll give you Tuesday, right? Interesting. Okay, let's say you want to get just the day or like the year on this, then you just have to put, depends on how you want. All right, if you want to put the month, see, this is going to be more interesting. See what happens, guys. Month, it's giving me the day. Okay, Tuesday. No, sorry, I was supposed to write month, right? See, 06. If I just put, it will give me 6. If I give one more M, it will give me June. If I want the full, then get June. All right, so this can help you to change the way you want to make your data look good. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, if you want to, like, let's say I have incremental data, this one plus 1 if I have, okay. And if I want to get to what are the days, then I will write text, use this, right? And so it will change this way. So it can be easier for you guys. All right. So the next one is if. Agar. So we will get pass or fail. Is that right? Or whatever you want. If it is, yeah, let's get pass or fail, right? So let's get result. Sorry about that typo. Result. So if you want to get the result for this particular person, so you do equals to if. Okay, this is a conditional formula. So what's the logical text? So if this one is greater than or equal to 2.5, then what you do? Then you say pass. Otherwise, fail. Ooh, I think everybody's passing. Nobody failed. Oh my God. So I think I need to increase the criteria. OMG. So let me make it 3.5 and see. Okay. And another interesting thing, conditional formatting, I want to use it. Whoever is failed, right? I'll put them red. Highlight text that contains fail. You want to put a conditional formula, fill it with red. Yeah, people failed. So now you tell me, how do you get the count of failed people? How many failed? 4 failed, right? So can you get me the count of fail? Which formula do you think you can use? Count if they have failed. So how do I get it? Fail, pass. So let's see here, guys. If it is fail, so equals to count if. You can select from here. What's the range, guys? The range is from here to here, comma. What's the criteria? Within double quote, or just select this location. That's it. 4 clear, 11 fail. Passed, 11 passed, 4 did not pass, they failed, right? So do you see here? So the count if formula is vital here. So what's their score? The fail wala ka score and pass wala ka score. So it depends. whether it's selecting right stuff or not. So you can get it here. Different group, different place. You should be able to find out. Okay. All right. So how many formulas? All 10. So you learned about if. So count these 3. 1. Then you learn about all these. 2. Learn about VLOOKUP. It's very, very important, guys. Then you learn about concatenate. Concatenate will help you to join different string. Then countif, sumif, averages also can be done the same way. Drop down, another important one. Conditional formatting. You've learned how to do it, right? If it is absent, how to do it. You know how to do that. Then I taught you guys about text. This is another interesting thing. So with that, we will finish today's class. Thank you so much for attending. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and let me know if there's anything that you guys want me to make the video on. Have a great day. Take care.